An MGF, are you sure? Why do you need to see another one of these? I've done a test drive on an original MGF. I've done one on a TF. I've done one on a TF with a roof up. I sold a TF that didn't work and spat coolant everywhere. I've driven a TF that doesn't drive. And also, I have my own F. I have driven, looked after and helped sell a special edition one. And then there's that silver one that Boat is looking after, which is known as Minge Bag. So why do we need to see this one as well? Well, it could just be simply that I can't get enough of them. You can't drive too many TFs. You can only drive one at once though. It is lovely this though, isn't it? Look, Wedgwood blue, hairpin alloys, that one needs a bit of air in it. It's a great colour for this car. The boot spoiler, the hard top, the SE badge on the back, because that is exactly what it is. The chromed finishes on the exhaust. Nice, more nice extra bits like this here, and of course, leather seats. Ah, leather seats. Oh, lovely black leather seats with a proper carpet and some interior lighting, and oh gosh, isn't it lovely? I'll never get to the end of my midlife crisis, I don't think. But who's responsible for this being here? Have a guess.
Allegroman, Allegroman, coming down to the yard in his Volvo. Oh yeah.
What are you doing? Get on with it.
Oh, look who's here, hey?
Me!
Gosh, that was rather aggressive.
What have you?
How you doing?
You haven't done the you haven't guaranteed the weather. You've had me down here at urchin kick-out time.
Ready for this?
What?
Ready? So, what have you done to this one, Allegroman?
Oh, quite a lot actually. Some stuff that's in some ways been a bit of a learning curve for MGF ownership. But one thing I have forgot is to change the wiper blades. I will be doing that as soon as I get back. But for now, I've got an idea.
Yeah, so where are you off to then?
Just down here.
Oh yeah, hang on, it's not a scrap car this, you know.
Well, it'll do the job.
Like all MGFs, they sit rather low, although this one sits ever so slightly higher up than mine, because mine needs the suspension sorting out. So, typical MGF, MGF door card, MGF glass, MGF seats, MGF steering wheel, MGF gear knob, MGF-ness. But I must say, it does look a bit nicer having the hard top from the inside, because it just looks like a headlining. There's not a lot of room in here though. It seems to have been placed in lady driving position.
Are you saying I'm a lady?
Definitely not. This car does appear to have some sort of minor facelift thing going on the go, because these buttons are different to mine, as are the clocks, as are those vents there.
No, it's got a lot more going on than just a few facelift things different to... This is the 1.8 SE, so you've got hairpin alloys, and this one comes with the hard top.
Did it come with a hard top as standard?
No.
Oh.
No.
But
it will be included, and I believe they're not cheap. Bloody hell, politeness from a BMW driver.
Oh, I missed that.
What, you missed the politeness?
I did, yeah.
Oh. We'll let you out of the junction.
MGFs all drive the same. It's like one of the... It's like having a bag of boiled sweets. You're just going to enjoy sucking on them until you lose a tooth, and that's got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Do you follow what I mean?
Kind of.
Well, I'm surprised you did, because I don't. One thing I find about the MGF though is they are a bit narrow. You drive them a bit like you would do an old Defender, where you have to stick your elbow out the door. So you're driving with the windows down. Do you find that?
Yeah.
Just like any other car, you can sit in traffic because you've no choice. Where the MGF is particularly good is on the twisty stuff. It will grip very, very nicely on a roundabout and not fling you off it for misbehaving. You have to misbehave quite badly for that to happen. There's nothing quite like the MGF. I say this so often, I've said it loads of times. I've said it in my videos, I've said it in other people's videos for their cars, and now I'm saying it in yours. What do you reckon? Would you agree?
Yes.
But the one thing that's missing, one thing, it's got a roof on it. It shouldn't have a roof on it.
No.
It should be a summertime car only.
Yes. It came with the roof. I want to include the roof in the sale, but I haven't taken it off yet.
Yeah.
But I will be doing for photographing.
Oh yes. And it's nice and lively. Gear change is nice and slick. The steering points you in the direction that you want it to do. They're simply never a bad drive. They're always rather exciting. The only thing is, it's a bit too hot in here. They do have a cracking heater in them for when you have no roof on. And
yeah,
this kind of
heat, warm up the world.
But this kind of heat's enough to melt your hair off your head.
Well, he can't make his mind up at the moment, so...
Well, the heating can. If you've got the heating on full whack, it's going to feel like summer even when it's not. And that's kind of the idea, isn't it? These videos don't make themselves, you know.
Lift back to the yard, mate.
Very delicate gear change there. Very ladylike. There's nothing wrong with lady drivers. Oh gosh, there's a new Allegroman. The Allegroman that puts his toe down. So besides stealing my wiper blade for it, what else have you actually done with this car?
Well, it came in with MOT tester's failure sheet, which was nothing more serious than some welding there, little bit there, and then after that I thought I was in for a little bit more welding, because these have got on them a rear arm that mounts the gearbox.
Yeah.
Going up from the rear subframe onto the gearbox. This side it's the gearbox engine mounting arm, on the other side it's engine mounting arm. But that had rusted, and on the MOT thing it was down as rear subframe rot, but it's actually a bolt-on arm. So I've had that changed. The front has had 2 new bottom arms. I've done all the discs and pads all round, because it had another thing on the MOT failure, well not failure, maybe advisory, but they pitted. So I've changed all the discs and pads all round. The previous owner had already done all matching tyres before I got it, so I've not had to touch those. But coming back to after I'd done the welding, what's the best thing to do with the paint? I mean, appearance wise, the car is very presentable, but unfortunately because it's Wedgwood blue, it's got darker colours on the plastic parts and the body has faded more, like all Wedgwood blue paint does.
Yeah,
So,
you can see that quite clearly there, can't you?
on this basis, if I'd have thought, well, I'm going to have that wing spray, then I would have ended up with a dark corner as opposed to a little bit of localised correction. So I've kind of taken that approach as the same approach I took here, a little bit of lower down correction. Whereas if I'd have gone for doing the whole back wing, then we would have had a change of colour, you know, from the front of the car to the back of the car. So at the moment it's just a typical general fading going on of the colour, as in the plastic parts, the 2 bumpers, the rear spoiler, they're darker. The rest of the paint has actually faded with age. I have polished it the best I can and brought it back as much as possible. So you're saying yours hasn't got one of these?
No, it hasn't, no.
You just said that the seat was in lady driving position.
Yeah.
Well, You don't have such a thing as a manly spoiler.
Well, spoil things, don't they?
Oh, I hope not.
Well, it would do on mine. Be the wrong colour for a start.
Yeah.
Mine has manly dents.
But
Okay.
this has got the 1.8 engine.
Mine's 1.8.
Mine's faster than yours.
Do you reckon?
Yours not a 1. You said yours were 1.6.
Yeah, well, I was mistaken.
All right.
Anyway, we're not talking about my car. We're talking about this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so where are you off to then?
Just down here.
How did that car get there?